Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my presentation on the Metaverse stream. And in this regular episodes, we'll be talking about the entire aspect of Metaverse. What does it's going to offer, and why are we creating this Metaverse, and what are the advantages it is going to offer us? Okay. In the present session, I will be talking about artificial intelligence and how it is going to play an important role in the metaverse. Uh, so let me have a recap of the events that have happened earlier. So we started with episode one with an introduction to Metaverse, where we actually described what is this Metaverse is all about and how it is a combination of many technologies and how these technologies are coming together to create a synergy, which will take our current internet, which is 2D into a 3D dimension, where actually we can have experiences, not just informations are looking at the screen, will be becoming participants in the activities within the metaverse. In the second episode, we talked about blockchain and how does it going to create a bedrock or a foundation for the economic transactions. Because if you build a kind of a structure like a park, only kids will come and play. If you want adult and senior people to come and participate, you have to develop some kind of a mechanism where people can trade items, buy items, sell items, and that component actually is given by the blockchain. So blockchain is used to create an economic move on with other things like NFT and about NFT, which is a special category of property which has a value plus a uniqueness, like autographed book or something like that, which is also an integral component of the metaverse. And in the fourth episode, we talked about another technology called extended reality. Extended reality is one of the core technologies of the metaverse, which actually help you to create a virtual space. And it is this virtual space which actually help you to create experiences that we talked. And extended reality is actually a combination of three technologies, that is augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality, that we have covered extensively in that particular session episode. Okay, and today we'll be talking about the artificial intelligence, which is also a key component which helps us to manage the entire activities and the interactions within this virtual world. And that is the fifth episode. In the sixth episode that we are planned for the next week, we'll get little more serious and we'll be talking about career opportunities in the augmented reality, mixed reality, and virtual reality. That is in the next week. Okay. So let me start with today's presentation. See, Metaverse, I told you, is a combination of many technologies. It is actually a culmination and also synergy of many technologies. We have extended reality, which will create virtual space, and we have cloud computing, which will do all the processing, and we have 5G networks, which will give me the bandwidth which is needed for the communications, and we have a blockchain, which we already covered, which gives you a foundation for the economic activities. Today we'll be talking about artificial intelligence and how is it going to help us in creating a robust metaverse. And we know that metaverse will use augmented reality and virtual reality for creating the virtual world and artificial intelligence for managing it. And we already know that there is a blockchain which is used to create the economic foundation. So then the first question comes actually, why do we need AI for the metaverse at all? For example, when you ask this question about blockchain, why do I need blockchain for metaverse? I need blockchain because it will enable people to conduct financial transactions. Similarly, I need AI for the following reason. Metaverse is all about people and virtual experiences. Why do I create a metaverse? Because I want to create experiences to those people who come and participate in it. So people will are the central thing, that they are the central stage. But to make those people happy or engaging, I need to create what we call very relevant and engaging experiences. If I create a boring experience, it's like going for a boring film. People will, although they have paid money, they will go before the interval of the film. Why? Because they think that it's a boring and it's not relevant to them. And today, in internet, actually, Google gives you a very good experience because it gives you all the relevant results that you want. Because the moment you enter key terms, it will recognize that what are exact needs of yours, and they will give only relevant results to you. But the same is not true about your Facebook or Instagram, where hundreds of advertisements are put on your page, which you many a times find it irrelevant to you. this similarly, if you want to make metaverse very successful, you need to look at these people and ensure that those experiences are relevant and engaging. So if you want to make somebody's experience very personal, then you have to use a technology called hyper personalization. So let me explain with an example. See, for example, when you go to a doctor, he doesn't prescribe you something in which is a general medicine. Actually, he will conduct all kind of a diagnostics, and he will actually look at your personal physical condition, mental condition, and body condition, and also health condition. Then will prescribe. So this is called customization. So customization actually works only for an individual. It is not generalization. So if you want to treat a person, a person for a particular medicine, then you have to look at his specific qualities and characteristics, and then you prescribe a medicine to him. For example, if he has a medical condition like he is a diabetic, then there are certain drugs are not useful for him. Similarly, in the metaverse, if you want to help person to experience very personal and relevant thing, you have to customize it. And this process is called hyper personalization. That means you need to personalize. That means you go to a person, figure out what he needs, and do that. So for this reason, I need AI, because AI does a lot of hard work in this regard. And one of the beautiful thing about metaverse is actually it is a combination of virtual reality and AI. Okay, so what it will produce a new synergy. What does it mean? That technically I can create a metaverse without artificial intelligence, but that won't be very robust and very relevant. Okay, while VR worlds can be technically exist without artificial intelligence, the marriage of artificial intelligence virtual reality will give me one great thing, what is called verisimilitude. Look at this word, verisimilitude. What is this? This is an ability to create certain things which are similar to the real thing. For example, if I'm inviting you to a meeting in the metaverse, your avatar will come, and I want to make that avatar as real as you are in the real world. Similarly, if I want to invite you to attend a class in my college in the metaverse, I want to create a classroom which is very similar to one which is in the real world. Okay, because people would like to have a real experience. So this verisimilitude ability, that is the ability to appearance being true or real, is created by the combination of virtual reality and artificial intelligence. You look at here, what does this verisimilitude means? It is something which makes you to believe that the metaverse is real, which means that in color and other qualities it is similar to the one which you are really experiencing. So why do I do this? Because when I get people into metaverse, they should not feel that they are entering a very strange world which they are not familiar with. For to do that, I need a combination of virtual reality and artificial intelligence. So the marriage of virtual reality and artificial intelligence actually gives you something very shining result. That means very great results, which creates almost a real experience for anybody. So companies like Nvidia and all, they are trying to leverage. That means take the advantage of artificial intelligence to create entire virtual worlds which are looks real, so that people will come and experience those worlds. Otherwise, they will feel it strange, and they may be actually going away from that one. So now that I told you that the virtual reality and AI can create some wonders, now let me list the things or the places where actually artificial intelligence can play a key role in the metaverse. One, in the content analysis. Content analysis, we know that when people come together, they participate in many activities. Oh, content is created. For example, if two avatars are talking, they are talking some stuff, that is content. And if two avatars are trading something, then they will make some transaction, they buy and sell. That is also content. So this content is very huge, and I will be using artificial intelligence to analyze that. And secondly, we also want to enable people to talk in the metaverse. Okay. For this, we need what is called speech processing, which whatever the avatar tells, whether it is in a particular language, I need a mechanism to supervise and monitor and help people to participate in the conversation. For that also, I will be using artificial intelligence. Finally, even artificial intelligence even supports computer vision. In the earlier session, I told you that there is augmented reality, which actually we use to create filters in, say, in the Instagram or Facebook. That is part of computer vision. Computer vision will look at you, figure out the body or the face characteristics, and suggest you a filter. So these are the three roles in which I will be using the artificial intelligence in the metaverse. So the first way to make somebody's experience very real is to create accurate avatar creation. That means if I want to invite you to the metaverse, I should create your avatar, and the avatar should look almost identical to you. Otherwise, people will find a kind of a fakeness in that. Okay, fakeness in that.
Artificial intelligence can now model you in 3D from a single video without fancy camera equipment. The new system has 3 stages. First, it analyzes a short video of a person moving, preferably turning around in a circle. For each frame, it creates a silhouette, separating the person from the background. Then, using machine learning techniques, this is when a computer learns a task from many examples, it roughly estimates the 3D body shape and location of joints. In the second stage, it unposes the virtual human from each frame, making them all stand with arms out in a T shape, and then combines these T-posed people into one more accurate model. In this study, it had an average accuracy of about 5 millimeters. Finally, in the third stage, it applies color and texture to the model based on recorded hair, clothing, and skin. Now, in virtual 3D space, you can change your clothes or your weight, or even perform a perfect pirouette. No practice necessary.
Okay, now you know that. So I have made a person happy because I have created an image of him which is identical to that person. Okay. The second thing that I want, actually, one that I have a real person or a person, real person feels that he is happy with the avatar that I have created. And the next thing that would happen, actually, he has to interact with the metaverse. So normally in the current day world, actually, when you go to a website and all, you have this chatbots. So which will be talking on behalf of the owner or the proprietor of that company, which will take your conversation, your questions, and try to answer. So similar thing is also available in the metaverse, but we don't call them chat box. We call them say digital humans. Okay. So digital humans are created using an artificial intelligence thing. Okay.
Technology is incredible. It's solved for speed. It's solved for efficiency. And it's solved for scalability. But the speed of change has also removed the human touch from business almost entirely. What once involved human-to-human customer conversation is now almost exclusively human-to-machine. Brands are struggling to connect on a human level. But what if business didn't have to choose between speed, scale, and efficiency and a human experience? Hi, I'm Sophie, and I'm a digital human. Digital human employees like me have been working for major brands across the globe, providing limitless customer service at scale, creating personalized interactions that go beyond making transactions, and instead create emotional connections, reintroducing the human touch into the digital world. And now we can make AI work for you. Literally, like literally work for you. Unique Creator is the world's first public platform that lets anyone design, develop, and deploy their own.
So now you know that. Now, first I made a human avatar as real as the human themselves, and secondly, I'm making the conversation that happens on the metaverse as real as if the person is speaking to another person. So this is also supported by artificial intelligence. And the third one is actually interfacing. That means interface is a process where actually you get connected to another world. And today's internet, it is the browser which is the interface between you and the internet. But in the metaverse, there are many other things. For example, it could be an AI-enabled VR headset where which is used for a gaming. Okay. And you also need what is called a haptic glasses where actually you can touch and feel. So artificial intelligence will also going to play a great role in this because it will help you to find out many things. For example, it will measure the electrical and muscular patterns. For example, if you are moving your hand in a particular way, then it will measure that, it will note that, and that feedback is used, and the collected data, which will be very huge, will be managed by what we call the artificial intelligence sets. And one more thing that we have already told you in the first session, actually, Metaverse is an open system. So when we say an open system, anybody from anywhere in the world can actually join. And when this happens, one of the greatest barrier is actually linguistic barrier. For example, a Japanese person who can speak only Japanese, if he joins or if he comes to a metaverse, and if he's speaking only one language, which is Japanese, and his interaction with the rest of the world is very limited. So now how do you solve this problem? In the current internet, we have this Google Translates and all, but they need lot of mechanical, the human intervention. Whereas in the metaverse, we will be using the AI for language processing and language translation. So whatever that you speak is converted into a machine readable format. Then from that becomes your source. Then that can be translated to any language. That means at the same time, there may be a gathering of 10 people in a metaverse, say a classroom or a meeting, and they may be speaking 10 different languages. But then the AI engines which are there, they will be able to help conversation in a particular language and get it translated to another language. So this is the third use of artificial intelligence in the metaverse. And finally, that can also be used for speech recognition. For example, today, internet, if you're going, using Google, it will say that maybe the page is in Arabic language, you need to translate it. How does it do? It do either from your GP address or the IP address, or from the language content in that. So in the metaverse, if somebody is entering and if you can understand his language, then actually it will be helpful. But in case you don't understand, an AI engine will use the speech recognition mechanism to help you to understand that language and establish that conversation. Computer vision and translation I have already told you. Okay, now that I have told you 3 or 4 uses of artificial intelligence, well, while artificial intelligence is a very helpful thing, it's a boon, it also has certain dangers that I will be showing you right now. So what actually happens, once you have the ability to create an avatar, it can be misused also. What it means is actually somebody can take your picture and create an avatar and put his own words or his own conversation to into the face of yours. Okay, now look at this.
This is Manoj Tiwari, the Delhi BJP president, with a message for Delhi's voters in Haryanvi, calling out the promises of the Aam Aadmi Party.
सारिया ने मेरा जय श्री राम। दोस्तों, मैं सिर्फ काम का हिसाब लेना आया हूं। केजरीवाल ने कहा था 200 स्कूल बनेंगे, बने से के?
This is Manoj Tiwari in English, making a similar appeal.
Jai Shri Ram, greetings to all. Friends, I'm here just to ask about the work accounted for. Kejriwal said that he will start 500 new schools. Have they started?
Except there is a catch. As Vice News reported, these are deep fakes, where videos are convincingly manipulated using artificial intelligence.
बधाई हो आप सभी को, क्योंकि अभी नागरिकता संशोधन बिल राज्यसभा से भी पास हो गया और इसी के साथ जो पाकिस्तान में, बांग्लादेश में, अफगानिस्तान में हिंदुओं के साथ, सिखों के साथ, जैन धर्म, बौद्ध धर्म, पारसी, क्रिश्चियन, इनके साथ जो अत्याचार हुआ, बहु बेटियों की इज्जत लूटी गई, जो वहां से भागकर
Okay, so now this is one danger with the artificial intelligence. People can create images and actually put somebody's words into that. It is called deep fake. So that means deep fakes are a very general problem where actually you take a celebrity photo and put your context, your dialogue into that. So that's the first challenge that we will have in the artificial intelligence being used in the metaverse. The second one is actually today's creativity. That means new inventions are happening on the artificial intelligence world. And now artificial intelligence agents are used for the creation of new ideas. Now there is an argument that in the earlier, actually, if you invent something and go for a patenting, there are some inventors who have invented this. Now the argument is like, see, since artificial is helping you to make this invention, why don't you give credit to artificial intelligence? For example, if an artificial agent has helped two human inventors to invent a new design, then the patent should be in the name of these two human individuals plus also the artificial intelligence. So that means ownership for AI created content, who holds the copyright to can be from the content created by AI. That means now the argument is, if you have used an AI agent for creating something new, then the agent should be given credit and they should be given a status of an inventor within the creation of our patent application. So in general, while AI is a good boon for that, there are many questions that will actually to be implemented. For example, how will we able to distinguish users if are interacting with AI and not humans? For example, suppose you enter a metaverse and you think that you are acting with another avatar, but that avatar could be created by an artificial intelligence, in that it could actually be a digital human. Okay, now how do you distinguish that one? That's a big challenge because your avatars may not be capable of doing that. Secondly, what if you use artificial intelligence, MI technology to manipulate certain things? For example, you can manipulate the conversation, you can manipulate the transactions and all. So how will you take care? So these are the different challenges that will be there in this. But the hope is that research will find some solution to that. So let me conclude. So artificial intelligence is an indispensable building block for the metaverse, and it adds value and variety to metaverse offerings. That means it will help me personalization, it will help me to language processing, it will help me to create digital humans which are capable of talking the way humans speak, and also it will help you to make translations. Okay. AI has some downsides which research will overcome. The hope is that in few months' time, whatever the problem that we have with the deep fakes and all, they will be overcome with the help of this one. Okay. So now let me come back to this one. Okay. Okay. So now let me start answering the questions. Okay. The first question is, Rajat, are deepfakes are illegal? Yes, because see, deepfake will use either content which is wrong or the individual is wrong. For example, I can take celebrity and make a press statement using that one. So in that case, it is illegal because that celebrity has not given me permission to use his face or his identity. So that's illegal. Or it is possible that, for example, the deepfake may make a real statement with a wrong context. For example, it may say like the Prime Minister of India has said this. So for that two reasons, the deepfakes are illegal, Rajat. Okay. Okay, what Mr. Rashmi? Okay, what coding languages do you need to learn this? I'm currently third year college student, figuring what to write now. Okay, so Rashmi, we'll be trying to answer this question shortly, but you can start with languages like Python or some ED, which are platforms which are already available. For example, Spark AR is one platform given by the Facebook, which will help you to create some entities, real things, virtual things in the internet on the metaverse. So, but there are languages like Python, which will also help you. In one of the sessions in future, we will be talking about how to code on the metaverse. In that, we will cover all this. Okay, hope Rashmi have answered your question. Okay, what is Ashish? Okay, what is this GPT-3? Okay, and before Ashish will answer that question, I will be talking. Okay, Rajat has asked, are there many verses, metaverses are there? Are there other verses? Yes, yes. Okay, see, metaverse is like a website. Okay, Google has its own website and Facebook has its own website, but they're actually on the same internet. So metaverse is like an internet. The the ideal picture of metaverse is that we will have only one metaverse which has interoperable. For example, if you start with say metaverse, then from starting from there you can go to another metaverse like Decentraland, and from there you can go to another one which is interoperable and it is open. So if the question is, are there any many metaverses? Currently, yes. But the ideal vision in the future is that there will be one metaverse, not by number, but by interoperability. That means you can move from one metaverse to another metaverse easily. Okay. Okay. So I think I have answered Rashmi's question regarding languages. You can use anything like Python or AR. So, okay. And is that Rajat is asking, is it only from Facebook? No, no, no. Metaverse, see, Meta company, which is created out of Facebook, is one of the first and the famous company. But Metaverse entities or Metaverse products and services are created by hundreds of companies which are into augmented reality, VR, and extended reality and all. For example, See, for example, there are Oculus Plus is there, which actually creates the VR handsets for everybody. Okay. So, any more questions? Anyone? And Rashmi, you can follow this one, and or if in case you can share your ID or something like, we can update on you whenever we conduct, because we do conduct workshops in different colleges. I'm not sure which college you are studying. Maybe we'll figure it out. Okay, and in case you want, you can send an email to us. Okay, Dayanand Sagar, yeah, we will just talk to that somebody in that. I know some faculty there. We'll check whether we can help you visit your college and do that. Okay. Okay, so Ashish, what is this GPT-3? Okay. Okay, I'm not able to decipher this question, but then anyway, I will try to answer this sometime later. But then, okay. So we will continue this series next week, and in the next week I'll be talking about career opportunities in the AR, MR, and VR. That means how can you start your initial preparation and create opportunities for your career in augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. And this presentation I'll be making on 22nd, a week from now, and I will be coming back to our Creator Club only. So in case you are interested, I invite you to join this session sometime in next week. Okay. Okay. So hope I have answered all questions and okay. See you next week. Okay. Ashish, Ashish. Bye-bye.